Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make these quick and easy soft ultra mild scones. If you're new here, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss a single recipe from me. All the measurements will be available for you in the description box below. I'll also have measurements for higher quantities if you want to make more than what I have made on this video. So let's go ahead and get started with this recipe. It's quick, it's easy, and it's straightforward. So we're starting off with a little bit of flour, and then to that I'm going to be adding some baking powder. Then we're going to give that a mix just to distribute everything and make sure that it's evenly mixed out in the bowl. And then we're going to move over and then add our next ingredient, which is going to be a little bit of castor sugar. I used castor sugar for this recipe. If you don't have castor sugar, you can use white sugar. Brown sugar will tend to make your scone burn a little bit quicker, so we don't want that. And then next I am using stock baking margarine. You can also use rama, and a good thing to note is that these margarines nowadays come with measurements at the back, so it's really easy for you to measure out the exact amount that you need when you are baking or doing anything with butter for that fact. Then we're just going to rub the butter and flour mixture together, and we're going to do this until we resemble a breadcrumb consistency. And where this helps us is we get those different layers of the scone, and it also ensures that the scone remains nice and moist inside. So you don't want to do this and then end up over mixing when you add your liquids, because this is where you get the fluffiness of your scone. So you need to make sure that you do this with every time that you're baking a scone, no matter what the recipe is. So that's the consistency that we are looking for. So the next step will then be for us to go ahead and start measuring out our wet ingredients, and for that you will be shocked, we only need 2 ingredients. So in order for us to start preparing that, I'm just creating a well down the center, and then I'm going to start off with my ultra mild custard, and then after that I'm going to go ahead and add my inkomazi. For those of you that are not from South Africa, it is similar to buttermilk, so you can also use buttermilk instead of inkomazi if you don't have that. So we're just going to add that into the center of our mixing bowl, and then we're going to go ahead and start with the mixing process. Pay special attention to how I am mixing. I am not mixing it with a whisk or with a wooden spoon or anything like that. I'm just trying to combine the wet and dry ingredients as much as possible, and I'm also not trying to get rid of those crumbs that we created, because like I said, that's where the fluffiness and the softness of our scone lies. So we don't want to get rid of all that hard work that we've put in before. So once you're done completely combining this, you'll start realizing that this is a very sticky dough, and that is completely okay. It'll be easy for us to mold and sculpt with just adding some extra flour. You don't have to worry about the fact that it is sticky, because that's where it has that softness touch to it. That's where we're getting that inner core, or the core that is soft. Okay, so like I said, it's a sticky dough, so I'm going to be adding a little bit of flour. So I'm just going to base my working area with a little bit of flour. Then I'm going to take a bit of the dough mixture and then put it on there, and then I'm also going to put a little bit of flour again right on top of the dough mixture, just to make it easier to work with and just to make sure that it doesn't stick on the equipment that I'm going to be using to shape the scone. Okay, so at this point you can use a rolling pin if you have it. I know most people don't have rolling pins, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you guys how to go ahead and use a cup and get this done the same way as you would with a rolling pin. So now, with regards to how thin you go, it just depends on you. Do you want a thin scone, or do you want your scone to rise and have a little bit of height on it? If you want it to have a little bit of height, then don't roll it too low. And also with the rolling, don't press it down. You don't want to get rid of those layers that we've created. So basically you're just going to be using the rolling pin or the glass to spread out your dough and not necessarily to flatten your dough. So on the baking tray that we're using, I'm just going to use the foil cover of the butter or the margarine, and then I'm just going to prepare that baking dish like that, and then I'm going to place our scones evenly distributed onto the baking tray. So at this point, while you were busy cutting your scones, you should have set your oven at a preheat of 180, and then so that when you put your scones in, it's already ready and nice to go. So I also have an egg wash on mine. This is completely optional. I know some people hate the way the egg smells or how it tastes, and for my egg wash, I just used 1 egg, and then I added 2 tablespoons of water, and then I whisked that away because I also don't want that strong taste of egg. So then I'm going to pop that into the oven, and then I'm going to continue with the rest of the scones. And then basically you can shape these into whatever shape you want. I'm just going to continue with the glass and make mine round. And what's really good about this scone recipe is that you can freeze your scones. So once you have baked your scones and they've cooled down, you can place them in a container, you can freeze them, and when you want to have them, you can just let them thaw and then pop them back into the microwave just to get them nice and soft. And you can also microwave them if they've stayed out for too long and they've just become a little bit hard, just to get back that softness into your scone. Okay, so this is the second batch, and then I'm also just going to be putting the egg wash over them and then baking them again into a 180-degree oven. So this recipe will make about 4.5 liters, close to 5 liters, depending on the thickness and of course the diameter of the scone that you are making. So it will make around 5 liters. In the description box, I'm going to give you the recipe for 10 liters and also for 20 liters. So this is what our scones are looking like coming out of the oven, and you can see for those that I've kept at a higher height, they've risen a little bit to a little bit higher than the rest, and some of them are looking thin. So the first batch was a thin batch, and then the second batch was a little bit higher, and then the final and last batch, which is the one that I used for the thumbnail, I also went for a thicker height, so they rose a little bit more than the first batch. And these scones are quick and easy to make. They're beginner friendly. You don't have to use a lot of ingredients, and if you are someone that wants to start a business, you can definitely go ahead and try it with this recipe because you don't have to pay a lot with ingredients. And there you can see, so it's got a nice hard outer shell, but it's nice and fluffy on the inside. These are quick and easy to make, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell so you don't miss a single recipe from me. For all my returning subscribers, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and comment in the comment section what you think of this recipe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.